You're welcome. I don't think I'm supposed to be, but sure. So what is this one? Wait, did I watch the feet video? Hold up. Or did I watch another one? I know I've seen this channel before. At least I think I have. Why did you send me the feet video? Why have you done this? Send this to a GNOME. Is this just a video on how to model feet? I guess we can check it out. I guess we can. Simply feet. Let us see.
You know, these devs really know how to get
Jesus fucking Christ. Oh, so there's Pokemon music in the background.
our attention. Sometimes it feels like they're having an arms race to create the most appealing character models possible.
So I'm not even paying attention to the titties. Is that Hoenn?
Sometimes it feels like they're having an arms race to create the most appealing character models possible. We only benefit from that for multiple reasons, to say the least.
I think that's Hoenn. Is like one of the. Is it a route song? It's like early Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald. I'm forgetting where specifically.
The reason being because those official models get released to everyone for free, and
yes, they know it. They know when they do this, they know what they're doing. It is crazy. Little Root Town. Yes. Okay, I thought so. Oh, so it's literally, yeah, it is literally the start of the game. No wonder it's so strongly in my mind. Yeah, they know what they're doing when they release the models for these games. They 100% know.
We break them down on this channel to uncover all of their secrets.
Yes, we did see this channel before. Okay, I thought so.
Is a special one. The Great Feet War of 2025 will not be forgotten. Some of the most intriguing
I don't know
models
what video
from
I
every
saw,
studio yet. 10 toes down. So it's time to give these models a
Was it like maybe it was a Jiggle Physics video? I don't remember.
Inspection, extract all the info that we can, maybe do a quick sniff test, then reverse engineer them to create our own. Here's how our in-house reverse engineered foot looks compared to a foot from Wuthering Waves. Someone once said, don't talk about feet without bringing up Girls Frontline 2. This game in particular has a lot of their models readily available for download on their own website, and
again, GFL2 knows what they're doing. They know what they're doing. They know what they created. Oh, it's for no, it's not for fan art. Well, it's for fan art. Usage guidelines. Those guidelines don't exist.
They do not disappoint. And if you want, go check it out for yourself, because if I press H right now, this video will be demonetized. But I can go down here and see that even though she does have her shoes on, the devs were kind enough to actually leave her feet in here as well.
Look, there might be some random opportunity that she needs to have no shoes on. So you have to model the feet. It's very important.
Meaning we could take all of her shoe, move it off to the side, then we could take this seemingly invisible foot and change the material back to the original. GFL2 is very serious when it comes to feet. They're a good place to reference.
Again, they also know what they're going to be used for.
If you want a more realistic style of foot in your models, as they know how to texture some of the more intricate details like where to apply blush on the foot, what to do for the toenails, and
you're not seeing the feet! They're fully textured!
Even at the bottom.
Why do people like feet so much? I have a theory. I have a theory that cultures that value wearing shoes all the time, there's something about seeing feet that they're weird about, right? Like, you never hear anyone having, like, a foot fetish who's, like, who's from, like, a country where it's normal to take your shoes off in the house, right? Like that's like maybe someone, but like it's not common. Like, you hear about this from like Americans who wear fucking shoes in bed. Like, I think it is actually just exposure to feet. I think if you don't have exposure to feet, you're gonna get weird people who really like feet.
You can see that it's so detailed to the point where you wonder to yourself, why did they have to go crazy and put literally every crease
You know why they did. I know why they did.
The toe folds and the balls of the foot. It is a little uncanny, but out of all the games I've seen, this is the anime game that put the most detail into their feet.
Just so we're on the same page, this was someone's job. And they loved that job. I wear socks in bed. That's different. If like your feet are cold, sure, whatever.
Of course, the toe areas have more mesh density, but as it goes to the main foot base, it is merged down with triangles to keep it light in those areas that don't. Is this
entire video just gonna have Gen 3 music? Look, I'm not complaining. If the entire video is just gonna be Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald music, like fucking let's go.
Detail. Areas like the heel do get a little more attention and a little detail in the ankle areas to capture some of those natural curves of the feet. But as you can see, they can capture the ankle bumps quite effectively, even without additional topology, and they've even captured the Achilles quite nicely as well. The toe knuckles also get some love, even though I find this a little bit excessive. But my bias
I think the entire thing's
a
little excessive.
Waves, and I'm about to show you why. As some of you know is one of my favorite models in terms of overall aesthetics.
I don't know any of these characters.
I also like the way they designed her feet as well. Wuthering Waves has a little more idealized kind of feet anatomy, so not as realistic. But man, these things are wild. One thing I particularly like about them is how they texture their toenails.
Does she wear shoes? Is that why they've put extra effort in her toes?
As well as this part where they do a very subtle shadow into highlight, which simulates the phalange bones in the feet without actually having to...
Do you know the problem this game has? I'm assuming no one has fucked up toes. Like, I have webbed toes. My toes are, like, really curled. No one in this game is gonna have fucked up feet. Absolutely
capture them
not.
In the mesh itself.
Actually, you know what? Maybe one character does. Someone's probably into
density.
that.
So you can see here in the heel area, they split this up a little more just to ensure they get that nice curve on the heel. They do have some nice details on the bottom as well, but their fold lines are a lot more subtle than what we see in Girls Frontline 2. Also, having a toe ring is just complete madness. And of course, this exaggerated arch into this high heel height is because she's wearing high heels.
Oh, okay, so like her feet are visible.
Female gacha characters. A good example for bare feet is Fleur de Lis. Just perma walking
around
with the dog characters. A good example for bare feet.
Wait, does she have no foot arch? Okay, you know what? One of the characters has fucked up feet. Yeah, she...
perma walking around with the dogs out. Some other small details that are important for later. Take note the size of the toe.
Oh my god, they actually did model the What the fuck? They modeled the tendons. It's textured. You can see what the fuck are these devs doing?
So this one is very small. It's about half the size and length of the other ones. Her toes in particular don't have too much space in between them. And if you notice the toe inserts, they insert at different spots. So instead of like straight across, it's like has this kind of curve. And from the front, you can also see kind of subtly how the inserts of the toes into the base follow curve as well. Here's another interesting one from Girls Frontline 2. And girls got the robot grippers. So this one's nice to look at in a couple of cases. One being like you want those semi-robotic toes.
Making masterpieces.
And she's got like more natural spacing on her toes. Yeah, that's what they're doing. Which is how feet would normally look if they're not always in shoes 24/7 that are designed to like scrunch up the toes. By turning on statistics, I can go in and edge select. Take one of the toes, make sure all around it is all selected. 12 edges. And this is very valuable information for when we do reverse engineer for our own feet. Because I take this number, I divide it by 2, then I create a base shape, which in this case would have 6 edges. That's multiplied again by 2 when we add subdivision surface. And that's how we would recreate the toe. So let's get into that actually.
Okay,
These are the fruits of our analysis. And it's always a good idea to keep this on the side just as a reference. So in Blender, I'm going to add a circle object to my scene, set vertices to 6, rotation of X and Y to 90. This gives me a nice hexagon shape that I will use for both the toes and the base of the foot So if you want, go ahead and duplicate that and hide it off to the side or later. Now with it selected, I press tab to enter edit mode. Then I'll select one half and move it to the side and do the same for the other. Now I'm gonna loop cut the top edge for 4 cuts as well as the bottom edge. This is the exact number of cuts for 5
Every so often
toes.
I'm like, I want to learn Blender. And then I just never get around. I like do the donut tutorial and that's pretty much as far as I get.
Now select everything here and then extrude it along the y-axis. Now I'll enter edge select mode and I'm going to select these edges and press MA to merge them at center. And this will make it easier for later so we don't have to dissolve as many edges. This is the part right before the toes. Now let's extrude it backwards and scale that extrusion along the z-axis, rotate it a bit and move it upwards. Or keep it here for flat feet. But for this, we're gonna have a raised heel, so move it up there. And I'm gonna select the middle loop, rotate it as well, and scale it up a bit, creating the area for the balls of the feet. Let's loop cut that in the middle. And in face select mode, let's move this part up a bit, as well as this area, just so that it's not super flat.
Right.
Same thing on the bottom, just select this face and move it down slightly. And now let's create that ankle area. So while we're still in edit mode, add a circle to the scene with 8 vertices this time, and a minus 22 degree rotation on the z-axis. You'll get an octagon stop sign shape, and we just put it around here in the middle, about this high and about that wide.
Right.
Now, surprisingly, this next part is easy. Select these 4 points and press F to create a face, and do the same for the 2 edges beside it. Now take these 4 points at the back of your stop sign, extrude them downwards and backwards, then loop cut them in the middle.
Again, I have no idea how Blender shit works. Like, this is all fucking magic to me. This is probably how it feels if you're not a programmer, you're watching someone write code. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense.
For 2 cuts. Then create these faces, and the rest of it should be automatic. You just select an edge and keep pressing F. Now, if you get stuck at any point up to here, or you just want to skip this entire step, I always have a
that's
free file
actually
to
sick.
skip button your way here. So on my Patreon, you can grab this file for free for your first toe nub and foot base. And my Blacksmith $5 tier subs get a file with multiple stages to compare to, including the finished example. Anyways, now that we're here, let's add a subdivision surface modifier in our modifiers tab. As you can see, it looks a little weird because some of the normals are not facing the right way. As you can see.
The second I come in, Brodie is looking at feet. Yes. Welcome. Welcome. We're watching someone reverse engineer feet from what were they? Wuthering Waves? Girls Frontline? Whatever, fucking Chinese anime game. One of the Chinese anime games.
Outside, which is also available under Mesh, Normals, there. At this point, we can do our first tweaks. Let's flatten out the heel area and some other small changes where your reference will come in handy. Finally, let's prepare our toe loops by creating these edges in between and loop cutting them once each. This will give us 12 edge loops as we apply our subdivision right now. Optionally, we can clean up these areas by merging them like so. And then moving them up so that it's just in line with the rest of the loop. Let's merge these as well. Now that's actually fine, but I actually like to invert this and have the triangles on the opposite sides, just so that they're like a little more spaced out.
I didn't even... Okay, so you can like just create like cuts in the model. I had no idea you could do that.
And dissolve them. Looks neater in my opinion. And then here on the bottom, do something similar. I'll just merge these. I actually won't merge down too much.
Yeah, you can blame Robertson for what we're doing here.
Vertices for the balls of the feet. Now time to do a few more tweaks. With proportional editing, I make the foot a little longer. And with that, I have to add more supporting loops.
That implies there is an engineer of feet? Yes, that's this right here. The highly detailed feet. The highly detailed feet that they have in shoes most of the time. They fully, like, textured and modeled out this foot. She's normally wearing a shoe. This is entirely unnecessary. But they decided to do it anyway.
And I edge slide them to maintain some even spacing.
That is the engineering of the feet.
The heel is kind of jagged, so just like the examples earlier, I'm gonna cut a little
fully modeled City Skylines teeth moment. Wait, what? I didn't know about that one.
To create these extra faces, so that I can make them more curved in this area.
Ah.
Just move those new cuts slightly. Now for this pole, I'll move this vertice up and then cut it like that. Kind of makes sense that there's this loop here and this loop here. And do the same for the other side as well. I'm gonna cut these details for the ankle. And I'll merge up here. And this will match my leg and ankle opening loops a little closer. I'll adjust here on the other side as well and do something similar. Merging these up top. And making this cut. Now when I grab that middle face of the ankle.
Oh yeah, you can extend the like ball of the ankle.
And it simulates that bump right there. Okay, it's starting to come together, but I do want the heel to be a little more raised. So with proportional editing, I just move this part up. Let's also rotate this part a bit. And now we can move on to the toes. Taking that spare hexagon we made earlier, let's put it in front of the foot and extrude it forwards. Let's select these 2 points and create faces there.
Okay.
Loop cut it in the middle once, and let's select these 2 edges and scale them on the x-axis to pull them a little bit to the outer edges.
This is that Yakuza game I keep hearing about. Oh yeah, we're still in the Yakuza category. I'll change that. My bad. I forgot to
create that curve.
Forgot to change
then
that
let's
one.
Extrude one more time, and bring this selected area upwards to create that little bend, the little indent on the toe. Add your subdivision surface modifier and go ahead and apply it. Okay, let's take this middle loop and proportionally shrink it along the x-axis. Let's activate our auto mirror on the y-axis, just so we can work on both sides at the same time. Now get your knife tool and cut from this corner, then straight across, then into the corner. Now stay with me.
Someone is learning quite a lot from this.
Then all the way to the end. Then cut from this corner into the middle.
Okay.
Okay, sorry about that weird extra mirror at the bottom. I'm gonna remove it. It was an extra auto mirror. We gotta do a terminating cut here into the corner as well. And we should be good for cuts for now.
Okay.
So there we go without that weird extra mirror. This extra geometry is needed for the nail details.
I don't know.
We've created
we're certainly here nonetheless.
On the side. So now when we do some sculpts, we can push that area down and creates a kind of bed for the nail to sit into like this. Let's go edit mode just so we can be a little more precise. And for longer toenails, what you can do is select this edge right here. Press V to edge split. Gonna fix these points a little and then fill in those edges with F. Now I can move these points in, and the top ones I can extend out as far as I want them to.
Okay.
To get the curve and the size of the nail that I want. After some tweaks, let's duplicate this toe in object mode to create the other toes. The big toe is the most different, but with some proportional editing, we can just make it wider on the x-axis until we get the desired shape that we want. Then let's duplicate for the other 3 toes. I'm gonna have them rotating inwards like this.
This is just fucking witchcraft. I'm gonna
play around with the scale of them and the heights at which they insert into the feet. Look at it from the front so that you can place them right in front of the holes. And of course, let's not forget that cute small little pinky toe. This one will be the most rotated and the smallest. And just make sure everything is positioned how you want it to before we go on to the joining phase. These toes are shorter, so I deleted loops at the end of them. And
sometimes it doesn't change till you refresh.
Let's apply the mirror modifier for all the toes. Select the base and the ring toe and press Ctrl J to join them into one object. Then edge select the opening loop of the toe and the opening loop of the base. And then use the function bridge edge loops, which can also be found in your edge menu. I usually then dissolve this loop and then create a new one in its place to have a smoother transition. Sliding the edges around also makes it a little smoother. I'll do the same for this toe next, so that the last 3 toe open.
So you're making a feet game then, Brodie? I guess we kind of have to now.
Can be easily alt left click selected. Keep making adjustments as you go. Then of course, let's dissolve that, re-loop it, add an extra loop. That'll create that transition. Now I can go ahead and select the last remaining toes, Ctrl J them to the base, and easily shift alt left click the openings like that. And just follow the steps again, bridge edge loops, dissolve the edge, and create new edges.
I have no idea what is even possible with Blender. I had no idea that it was actually this easy to do.
The tip of the toe and using Control Numpad Plus. Then I'm switching over to Sculpt Mode and using the function Face Sets from Edit Mode Selection. And the reason I do this for each toe is so that when I make Sculpt Mode changes, I can turn the auto masking into Face Sets, so that when I'm sculpting a single toe, I don't have to affect the other toes around it. And guys, that's pretty much it structure-wise. So the rest of this will just be sculpt tweaks, hopefully with a good reference, until your foot turns out how...
No, I just don't know how to use Blender. Like, I know that you can obviously make feet in Blender. I just don't know how to use this application.
You want it to. So here it is side by side with Yuno's foot from Wuwa. I think there's still some things we can work on, but that'll be good enough for now, I think. And here they are on model, and when you're joining these to the leg itself, it's as easy as using bridge edge loops if you have an equal number of edges on your loops. If for some reason you don't, that's fine too. So let's say you have 16 on the ankle and 14 for your leg. Well, just merge together 2 spots before you do bridge edge loops. And it's the same thing. For the seams, what's common is you separate the top half from the bottom half. We'll do the texturing in a future video. Thanks for watching. And once again, thank you to all of my goats who made it here to the end. And I believe there's only hands and face left before we can get to some of that more advanced stuff. I personally can't wait for that. And if you like my videos, please do support them so that I can keep doing this for you guys.
If you're trying to make, like, anime models, this actually seems like a really good channel. Like, this is actually, like, yes, it's stupid. It's a stupid fucking channel. This actually seems like a legitimately good resource if you're trying to make anime models. Right. Okay. Okay. That was a video that we watched. I'll send you guys the link. Go like the channel, or go like the video, go subscribe and all that good stuff. Yeah, we're moving on from that one. An Arabic tomato. Is this some fucking brain rot stuff you've sent me? What have you sent me? Doesn't even fucking play. Have you seen Captain Disillusion? Maybe?
خبزة وطماطية شمك للولد خبزة وطماطية شمك للولد وديت الطبيب وسوى
Yeah, we're done with that one.